And we have a lot more of your messages. And talking about messages, I have this one from a very good friend of mine, Idris Oyeko from Kofodia. And he says, Roland, please tell the driver spokesperson that I'll buy him kulukuli for making my morning with his English. Hey, brofo panie. Anyway, let's see how it goes.
All right. I also received a message. Someone actually wants me to send that to him, but we'll see how that goes. But let's start with the Daily Graphic. And WAEC withholds BEC results of 321 schools. Brouhaha over private participation in ECG. No worker will lose job, and that's according to the MEDA CEO, Engineer Owura Kweku Safo. Was supposed to speak to MEDA yesterday. Really sorry we couldn't bring you that. A lot of apologies. And protect the present to own the future. That's according to Reverend Professor Asante. In a graphic town hall meeting, political parties urge stakeholders to be neutral. And let's go to that story on page 3 over ECG's privatization. The chief executive officer of the Millennium Development Authority, Engineer Owura Kweku Safo, has given an assurance that workers of the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, will not lose their jobs under the concession agreement to bring on board private participation in the management of the company. Additionally, he said the agreement would not precipitate increase in electricity tariffs. He said apart from the fact that there will be no point in retrenching staff because 15% would go on retirement in the next 5 years, the key element of ECG's private sector participation transactions guaranteed jobs for 5 years. So, well, let's see how those fighting for the non-privatization of ECG would respond to some of the comments made by the MEDA CEO. On the back page of the Daily Graphic, while All Stars are uncrowned champions, condemn unruly behavior of fans. Controversial penalty awarded by referee Ali Al Hassan of Tamale in the 79th minute enabled Wa All Stars to beat Aduana FC 2-1 in the tension-packed Premier League decider at the Wa Sports Stadium yesterday. The penalty came after a corner kick expertly taken by Maxwell Bark of Wa All Stars. There's a lot more details on that story. And fans Jared Ashgold and Kotoko. You also have the Ghana Premier League table with all the statistics that you'd want to know with regards to this particular Premier League edition of the Premier League. Let's see what's happening in the center spread. And shortly, okay, provide incentives to extend microfinance services to rural areas, and that's from GAMFIN. The Ghana Microfinance Institutions Network, GAMFIN, is pushing for the provision of incentives for microfinance service providers to extend their services to rural areas. And Accra Brew Limited scales up its support for farmers. Comes along with a photo of Irifwa Adutia presenting Kente cloth to former President Kufuor. Looking on is Anthony Grandin, who's the MD for Accra Brewery Limited. And Tigo to pay 1 million Ghana cedi as interest to Tigo Cash subscribers. We know earlier in the week MTN did their share of that. They gave interest to their MTN mobile money subscribers. Now Tigo is also saying they'll pay 1 million Ghana cedi as interest to Tigo Cash subscribers. And financial bailout not an option to revamp sector. Poultry farmers tell government and political parties. There's a lot more in today's edition of the Daily Graphic. Roland.
So we have the Ghanaian Times on the front page. We have result of 321 basic schools frozen, not as in fish. Frozen. A big party's rush for forms, and you have all the pictures of the presidential candidates you can't find in Ghana. The top ones, John Dramani Mahama, of course, the incumbent NDC, and then we have Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, lead front runner for the main opposition party. They've been in government before, and so he's also one of the key contenders for the election. Dr. Papa Kwesi Nkrumah also follows closely with the PPP, Jacob Osei Yeboah, independent candidate, and Dr. Edward Mahama, the PNC. Robert killed in battle with police on the back page. Is all done and dusted almost. I mean, for the other team, they still have to fight for position. That is, if you're relegation threatened. But as far as we're concerned, Wild Stars, they're champions. And then also Kotoko Falls at Obuasi. And apparently, House of Folk fans, they chased their CEO after their loss to Midiema FC. And their CEO, of course, is, the Spanish would have said Vicente. But he is Vicente Soa Odote. I don't want to be in his shoes, not at all. You like football?
Yes, I like football,
Okay.
but I don't follow
Any of it?
No, I don't follow it keenly, but I like football.
Okay.
When it's a big one, like the Champions League final
Yeah,
and Real Madrid is
yeah, those
featuring,
ones.
yes, I watch.
Okay, so your
Yes.
favorite player in Real Madrid is...
Cristiano Ronaldo. Who
okay.
else?
I can imagine. Everybody love the nice ones, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's not because he's nice. I think he's good. He's talented and skilled. Okay, let's go to the front page of the Daily Guide. NPP blasts Mahama over wild promises. Comes along with a photo of Nana Akufo-Addo and President John Mahama. Nana President pick forms. That comes along with a photo of the EC boss Charlotte Osei. And NDC promises 5 more regions. Let's check the center spread. Solo has put pressure on me. That's Article 1. And well, I'm sure his song has become a street anthem across Ghana and beyond and grown bigger than his name. Article 1, singer of the solo hit track. Well, so he talks a lot about himself and why he thinks that that particular song has put a lot of pressure on him. Now, this story, Roland, I don't know if you follow Layla on social media. She's been quite vocal over a lot of things happening in the industry for some time.
Layla Jansi.
Layla Jansi.
The director.
Yes.
Who is based in the US, I believe.
Yes. So Layla makes history in film festival. Layla Jansi's latest film, Like Cotton Twines, continues to blaze the festival trail.
Who are the lead actors?
We have Ophelia Jijonu, Jay Ellis, and Yvonne Okoro. I'm sure Yvonne Okoro
Oh,
is...
that would be a great one. Her films are always good. Very good.
But I think this is very great
Cotton
for her.
Fields.
Like Cotton Twines. Okay, now it says that it continues to blaze the festival trail after a sold-out world premiere at the Los Angeles Film Festival in June. That is good news for Layla Jansi.
That's nice.
We're really proud of her.
Los Angeles.
Following that, the film is an official selection to the Urban World Film Festival alongside the much anticipated Queen of Katwe, which stars Lupita Nyong'o, visionary filmmaker Ava DuVernay and Selma star David Oyelowo are serving as festival ambassadors. So it goes on to talk about that. But we're really proud of you, Layla Jansi. Keep going higher. Vliska unveils 3rd capsule collection. So there you have it, some stories from the creative arts industry. And Baumia lecture spot on is also in the Daily Graphic, and we have professionals joining a campaign. A group of professionals have decided to come together to campaign for the flag bearer of the opposition New Patriotic Party. And obviously, as you know, with about a few weeks, with about 3 months and about 82 days to the election, you expect that election-related matters will be coming on in most of the newspapers, as well as this channel, your election headquarters. Roland, what do you have on the find up?
Now we have on the front page of the... Have we done the...
No.
Daily Dispatch? So we'll do the Daily Dispatch instead. 2016 elections could be closed. 30% of voters undecided. Just like many people, they remain undecided. I don't know. Do you feel that there's some sense of despondency, even though people feel that, well, things may not be going too right and the economy is not right, etc.? I think the parties need to push a lot more and put a lot more ideas into the minds of the people and say that if we're despondent or perhaps the economy is not doing too well, it's because of this and that we want you to get out there and vote.
And have confidence.
Yes, it's as if people
system.
seem to say both parties are the same, or
That's
the
the
two
point.
leading parties.
Yeah, there's so much apathy.
And I don't think that's really the case. That should be the case, actually. It's not the best for our democracy. Okay, and so those are the stories we have, front page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper. But we quickly would have to add also the Business Finder on the front page. Banks tighten grip on lending as nation gets close to crucial elections. The picture there is Dr. Abdul Nashiru Isahako, who is a governor for the Bank of Ghana, and $750 million Eurobond exposes Ghana's weak economy. And I know that the argument is about the rates that we were able to get, even though it was oversubscribed to the tune of some $4 billion, we're told. Ajaj, the best in business and financial reporting, GJ. Ajaj, the best in layout and print, GJ. Business Finder. And making use of the accolades.
Well, on the front page of the Business and Financial Times, Bahamas promised tractors to cost 50.5 million Ghana cedis. Well, they're attaching figures to all the promises. And Grill to buy 19,500 tons of dry rubber as it engages 3,000 local rubber farmers. Election fever pushes up inflation slightly. We'll bring you more details on this particular one, get more perspectives to that. And also, in the Finder newspaper, Accra City Hotel to host Yvonne Chaka Chaka, and tourism sector contribution to reach $8 billion by 2027, while industry players have been charged to address deficit in service delivery. Okay, so while there may be a lot of demand and the tourism industry has a lot of potential, a lot of tourist sites in Ghana must be able to meet that demand, and that's what they are being encouraged to do, to up their game in service delivery. Okay, center spread, there's quite a lot of stories here in the center spread of the BNFT. Barack Obama warns the Tribunal South China Sea ruling is binding. Libya works on restarting exports from oil crescent ports, and spotted symphony performer readies for launching. And fourth cycle of UNCTAD training workshop held for GRA Chain Champions. Deputy Tourism and Creative Arts Minister commend GPHA Tourism Club. Okay, so that'll be it for the BNFT. Roland.
Okay, so those are the headlines we have on the hard copies. Now we have to go soft. And this is what we're doing. We're looking at slavery and selective remembrance, etc. But we have other stories also. Bernice, on Major Online.
Yes, says when a strike legal under the Labour Act 2003 Act 651. So I'm sure this probably is an opinion and an expert's write-up on when strike is legal under this particular Labour Act. Let's see what's ECG compacts can be reviewed according to the US ambassador. NPP to launch 2016 manifesto on October 18, and well, we'll see what they have in there. And slavery and selective remembrance. Okay. Michael Asian close to signing for Aussie side. Is that it? Is that
yes.
Is it Aussie?
Like Australia.
All right. Okay. Aussie side.
Aussie.
Aussie. All right. Okay.
Aussie.
Yeah, you follow football, Kimi. While All Stars win historic Ghana Premier League title, and Idil Adha is negatively affecting our business. That's according to butchers. Okay, probably there was a lot of meat sharing and so.
No, it's probably that they rather buy and slaughter themselves. Okay, so they don't go to the butchers to buy.
Yes, and there's been a lot of meat sharing. So you have Muslim families.
It's only for a period.
Yeah, so for now it's on the downside, and two insurance companies.
And there's always a glut because they have too many.
Yeah. Two insurance companies to lose license by end of September. Okay, that's coming from the National Insurance Commission disclosing to Joy Business. Let's see what's happening on other online portals, news portals.
Okay, so we have to go to City FM Online.
God will reward NDC's hard work with a win. That's according to President Mahama. And pulling down Gandhi statue unnecessary. That's according to Professor Okwe. I don't know that story about the Mahatma Gandhi statue on the Legon campus. Some petitioners are asking that the school authorities pull it down because for them, well, Mahatma Gandhi is related to a lot of racist
Well, it's because there apparently been recent, very recent findings based on letters and his writings, etc., from his memoirs when he was in South Africa. Because if you read the history of Mahatma Gandhi, he was in South Africa before he went back to his native India to fight for their cause with the British. And apparently, there he didn't really like the blacks. And he wrote a lot of crass things about them, supposedly, according to what the report says. And based on that, many activists said he didn't really like blacks. But sometimes also we have to put things into context, because in the Indian society, they kind of practice a caste system. So the darker you are, the lower you fall below the caste system. So
which is also not a good system, a system that has been condemned.
Well, true. Yeah. But it doesn't take away all the good things that he stood for.
Exactly.
Because those good things really outweigh the negatives.
Yes, but
if he didn't like blacks, he really didn't like blacks.
Yes, but for the petitioners, for them, it's not really about his good and bad. It's about the fact that they think that the University of Ghana is a place that should have some form of equality, should project it's as such, and so they're not too comfortable with Mahatma Gandhi statue. But there's been a lot of back and forth, and Professor Kwe is saying pulling down that statue is
very much unnecessary.
Yes, and let's move on. Ghana's economy collapsing under Mahama. That's according to Edward Mahama. And yesterday we interviewed him, and he said he's going to win. He's going to be Ghana's next president. Yes, he's really confident about that. Yeah, everything is possible.
Once you go into a contest,
you can even be Ghana's next president.
That is if I
exactly.
contest.
So everything is possible.
I'm not contesting, so there's no way I can be Ghana's president.
Yes, obviously, but I'm saying it's possible. So he says he could be Ghana's next president. And Afriye Akoto blasts Mahama for misinformation on cocoa.
Okay, so we go to the Africa page of the BBC, and it's a story about Kenya.
Says Kenya refugee repatriation unlawful. The repatriation of Somali refugees from Kenya does not meet international standards for voluntary return. A right group is saying that. Also, Johannesburg halts cycle lanes for roads. Africa highlights. Now, this one has been trending since yesterday. Nigeria's ex-first lady sues over $15 million. And, well, she's talking about using those funds for something else related. 100 years for Kenya sex abuser, Libya vows to restart oil exports.
All right, so those are the stories we have front and back pages, and we decided to go into the issue of the soft ones as well. So we went to the various online portals, foremostly myjoyonline.com, went to City, and then also we look at the Africa page of the BBC. We have a lot more of your comments.
A lot more comments here, Roland.
Many
of them are addressed to you, Roland. Please, we the people of this country are tired of our leaders, infrastructure policy. We need jobs, we need money in our pockets. A hungry man is an angry man. Whatever the government does good.
Who is that angry man?
It's from Michael. He's in the Volta region.
Okay.
And
angry Michael.
Yes, and this one says, I wonder anything done by the NDC government has been good or bad. It will be criticized. Now, if it were to be the MPP, we think it's the best. Ghana, what a country. God is watching from a distance. JM Ghana first. Roland, my eyes are open. Article in the Volta region as well. And one last one here to you. Roland, is Dr. Bawumia the flag bearer of the opposition MPP now? What is happening? I'm not sure Roland can answer to that. Says MPP members do not have any message from Nanado, but rather from Bawumia. Are they saying they no longer have faith in the flag bearer? That is MPP for you. This one is from Able in Kusaugu. Right, that'll be it. We'll be back to take a lot more of your comments, but now it's time for sports, and Benedict Owusu is standing by.